Alright, welcome to the new year. Let's start the year off right and good by bitching and moaning. So, I'm pretty good at that. By the time I'm putting this video out, this article is going to already be old. I'll try to link it in the description, but it's from the whatever the hell these people are. And it was like an interview with Executive Vice President of Engineering. So he's the engineering guy at Sony. Steveburto, pronounce it right, I'm sure. And it's talking about the PS4 Pro being basically a test for the PS5's generations, because, you know, they're saying, well, Sony would always say, well, the PS3 is going to last 10 years, blah, blah, blah. And he says, well, it's really a 6 to 7 year platform cycle. And think of it like this. The PS4 came out in 2013, and the PS5 is coming out in 2020. So 7 years is right. And then a lot of people wouldn't say that, you know, it's not really 1 year old until 2014. So it's really only kind of like 6-something years old. To me, though, you spent all of 2013 hyping the thing up, so it's really 7 years. So it's like they can't catch up with the rapid development of technology. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. It's just, yeah, technology's been improving, but it's really been the gimmicks that require way too much power. And I'm looking at you, 4K or HDR, or, you know, and you bought your 4K TV and your HDR TV and you're already in hype. Well, now you're going to have HDMI 2.1 and it's the new gimmick, and now you can do 120 frames. Oh, your TV's obsolete. It's been out for 3 years. Looks just fine, but it's obsolete now, so fuck you. And the next one I'm thinking down the line, the big gimmick, that's going to put the PS5 out of business before it's even out, is probably ray tracing. Nvidia can't get ray tracing to work what the fuck on their first generation of RTX cards, their 2000 series. Maybe 2021, I think the new RTX 3000 series are going to come out. So maybe they'll be able to do ray tracing with the damn. It's like you sit there and you have a beast-ass 280 Ti, and you turn on ray tracing in Tomb Raider, and you can't barely get 60 frames. And Tomb Raider's ray tracing was like, the Shadow of Tomb Raider was just a little gimmick. I only know the launch games for the ray tracing, I think it was Battlefield 5 and like Tomb Raider. They didn't really fully implement full ray tracing. And so, and that's with the top of the line Nvidia card. So how is PlayStation and Xbox going to do it? Because they're saying it's coming. They're saying it's coming in. That could be the gimmick. That could be the thing that will push you to buy PS5 Pro. So let's go back over here. We can't keep up to the rapid technology. So I think if a platform is concerned for PS5, its cycle is maybe 6 to 7 years. So obsolete in 2027 is what they're saying. But doing that, a platform life cycle, we should be able to change the hardware itself to try to incorporate the advancements in technology. That was the thinking behind it. In the test case, we were thinking it was the PS4 Pro in the midway in the PS3. So 3 years after, I think it was 2016 is when that came out. So your console came out in 2013, your PS4. I didn't buy it launch. They didn't have much that I wanted to play. I knew that Samurai Warriors 4 was going to be out for it, and just for it. It wasn't coming to Xbox, and you know, at the time I was still worried about Koei games on Steam. I thought that they might be shitty ports. So I'm like, you know what? That's the system I'm gonna. I mean, that's the game I'm gonna buy. So I bought it, and I think in 2014, around I think it was around Gamescom, because PT had just came out. I wasn't even going to open I had my console. I wasn't even going to open it up until Samurai Warriors 4 came out several months later. And so one of the things I noticed with these new consoles, and this has been going on a long time, because I usually get one, not always at launch, but I'll get one like the next year, is that, you know, there's not many games for them, and then you have like a big software slump, the sophomore slump. Sophomore slump. You know, it's like the second year, and the Switch had the same thing. You had, you know, Mario and Zelda year one. Those are Wii U games, of course, but they're going to show them on the Switch. And then they didn't have much going on for like the second year. And then now we're in like the third year. You're getting Mario Maker 2, you're getting Pokemon, things like that. It's you know, it's better. Some more games coming out. But so anyway, so you buy a new console, you drop your $400. This is gonna be $500 for a PS5. You're gonna drop $500 for that PS5. I guess Ghost of Tsushima will be their big launch game. I don't know. They could surprise launch Horizon Zero Dawn 2. I think that might be a launch window game. I'm thinking 2021 for Horizon 2. Maybe 2022. But there's like this huge, like, you know, you buy games, they're not on sale. They're not hardly on sale when you first get them. You just like the new console tax, and Switch is still in. You pay the new console tax, you guys pay more for the games, and then you have the sophomore slump. And then by the time you're finally getting there and shit's coming out, they're going to announce the PS5 Pro. I'm like, I'm pissed off at that, and I was pretty damn butthurt when I first heard about this, but I'm slowly calmed down. So the PS5 Pro's coming, and so can't even show the PS5 yet, but we're going to talk about the PS5 Pro. I'm sure this guy right here has been, you know, talked to, like, dude, maybe you shouldn't be doing any PR marketing for us, man. It's like you're letting the cat on the bag. You got to pull the wolves on their eyes. Don't tell them that we're already working on the PS5 Pro. I bet you he is, because the PS5 right now is like done. It might not have its like plastic case all ready for it, but probably it is. Hell, it's maybe even sitting in a box right now. But it's done, and they already have to start to look about what they're going to do. And so they're going to do the mid-gen refresh. And I'm betting this ray tracing is what they're going to try to push. It's not going to be 8K. 8K's a joke. HDMI 2.0 will upscale. It does 8K. So they'll upscale. These consoles, the new consoles, will upscale to 8K immediately. It'll just be a scale up. It won't be like it's, you know, a graphical improvement or whatever. But if you have 8K TV, you'll be able to see it in 8K or whatever. Or an upscale from 4K, whatever the hell they're going to do. It's probably going to be tons of checkerboarding and shit like that. But, you know, we're going to announce it. When they're not announcing it, I'm saying that they're announcing it. We're going to talk about the PS5 Pro when we can't even do 1080p at 60 frames on what the fuck we got right now. That's some bullshit. And so if I have a PC and a Switch and an Xbox, if I have everything, right, you got to sit there, you got to pay your monthly fees for them, you got to pay your launch console prices. You're not going to buy new controllers, at least for Xbox. If you buy one if you want to. PS5, I think it's going to have some new stuff in it. You're definitely going to buy a PS5 controller. But the controllers are going up now, and the games are going to be backwards compatible. But by the time you're paying for all this shit and the monthly fees, and you know the PS4 is going to come up with a better version of PS Now and PS Plus to compete with Game Pass, it's like it's going to happen, and they're going to charge the exact same price, $15. So it's, you know, $30 a month to these guys, plus whatever Switch has. It's a fucking joke, but. This, and then you're going to have to need to upgrade them in the middle of it. It's like, what the fuck? In order to stay top of the line, it's like, oh, you could stay with your regular vanilla station and your vanilla Xbox and have terrible load times, and, you know, you're in constant fear of missing out. It's like, well, if I play Ghost Wildlands on Xbox One and the damn load times are like 2 freaking minutes or whatever, maybe they're only 1 minute on, you know, the Xbox X. I already know that for a fact. My friend, we were playing together, and his Xbox X loaded faster than mine, and my regular vanilla 2013 Xbox. I felt like a weak bitch. Maybe I gotta throw an SSD in there. Oh, that's another thing. Need to buy SSDs for them. And, you know, it looks real probable that PlayStation's gonna have proprietary hard drives that you'll have to buy their version. And I don't know if you guys remember when them fucking like 20 gig hard drives for like $360 cost like $100. I remember, and that's like bullshit. Maybe it was 60. It was outrageous, whatever it is. But then people's like, well, you know, you play PC gaming, and, you know, the latest updates of the new cards are going to come out and make your old card obsolete. There's a big difference there. And let me talk about that real quick before we do a nice eulogy for PlayStation, because I don't know if I'm going to buy much of their shit again. But anyway, when you budget in and buy a PC, okay, they're usually you're going to stay static to the CPU. The CPU and the motherboard go together, and whatever type of RAM you get gets locked in then too. But, you know, and then if you want more hard drive space, then buy more hard drive space. If you want a bigger video card, that's an easy swap. You just got to pay. But you have control of your settings. So Xbox X has like a 6 teraflop system. Maybe that's a rough equivalent to like a an NVIDIA GTX 1060 or so, something like that. But you know, you could tip that 1060 into 4K, you're going to get shit frame rate, or you could drop that sucker down to like 1080p, and you're going to get an awesome frame rate. And you're going to be able to play on ultra settings. You can set your settings to ultra. While you don't have that control on Xbox, they've made those teraflops to push 4K at 30 frames. And to try to push it is better than the PlayStation 4 Pro. That was the whole plan. I think they largely succeeded in doing that. But it's like, the fuck, dude? You're pushing for shit I don't particularly care for. When I look at 4K, I had my friends. We had Forza Horizon 3 for Xbox up, and I had it on PC with 1080 Ultra at 60 frames. Another friend had it on the regular Xbox One at 30. And then another friend had it on my TV. He had it Xbox X. He had it in 4K at 60. With HDR, all that shit on. And I'm sitting there. They weren't, the computer and the TV weren't side by side, so I couldn't just closely look. But I'm trying to see the difference, dude, and I could not see the difference. I guess that's the aspirations for your pro versions of your consoles, is to try to catch up to what the PC can do already. And as I think of it like that, it's like, oh, okay, I see it. But as somebody who has a PC, it's like, why the fuck should I buy an Xbox X, you know? Or why should I buy an Xbox X? I mean, an Xbox 2, an Xbox X large, or whatever the fuck it's going to come out in, like, you know, 2023 or whatever. It's like, why should I get that? There ain't no damn reason to. And it's particularly on Xbox, there's no reason to, because all their games are going to play on PC anyway. And so when Halo Infinite comes out, I bet you it'll play on Xbox One. I'm pretty sure it does. It'll play on Xbox One, it'll play on PC, and it'll play on Xbox 2. And, you know, maybe that PC port is busted or whatever, but it'll eventually be fixed. And, you know, as more and more shit gets added on, the PC will be just able to handle it, or not handle it, or if you don't like it, turn it off. Turn off the, you know, the big shit that's slowing you down. The freaking hair physics on Tomb Raider. Just turn the hair physics off, because that's 50% of your total processing or whatever. And an Xbox X or X2 or whatever they got, they want it locked in. They want it catered for you. They want to hold your hand, and they might lock you out of the best performance you could get. And it might be possible that maybe these new Xboxes and PlayStations will have like a strict performance mode versus graphics mode. They'll force all game devs to do. I doubt it. Is this really going to be on the game side? It has to be on the game side. Because I think if they were on the hardware side, I think there's like a beast mode and a PS4 boost mode or some shit actually built into PS4. I don't have a PS4 Pro, but they've all seemed like jokes to me. I mean, why don't you got Bloodborne running at freaking 60 frames is what I want to say. It doesn't. But I was pretty hyped to get maybe a PlayStation. Definitely not a PlayStation 5, but now I'm just like, fuck it. I'll get the Pro version. Whenever the hell that comes in, I'll just get the Pro version. And I'm going to switch topics now. We're still going to talk about PlayStation. I'm going to talk about why they've pissed me off severely. A lot more than this. It's with their censoring crap. This is the list of, like, this is all my physical games that I own for PlayStation 4. I was mainly buying exclusives on it, but as far as like their big Sony exclusives, I only got Horizon. I think I played the Order 1886, and that is not a game that's worth keeping. I flipped it on eBay for $45 as soon as I beat it. It was new at the time. I was like, I gotta get this. I gotta sell this immediately to get some kind of value out of it. But I mainly play Japanese games, and I don't like that they've kind of, and since, you know, the Me Too movement, that they've kind of dropped some censoring down and stuff. And I'm not political or whatever, but they absolutely, I mean, they pretty much banned a game I was going to get. It was called, it was not Omega Labyrinth Life. It was Omega Labyrinth 2 or whatever it was. And it was a mystery dungeon game, and I never played the first one. I don't think the first one is even released over here. But I was all hyped to it. There was like a little pamphlet that came in Galgun 2 for the game. It had been rated M and everything. It's coming. And then they dropped this, you know, about middle of 2018. They're like, you know what? We're censoring all this shit. you know, even though your games are in development or they're freaking ready somewhere to be released, we're going to censor it, we're going to ban stuff, and I've not been happy with that at all. I play a lot of etchy shit. Or just crap. Star Ocean 5 super crap. And, you know, I like those games for the most part, and that was what I was using my PlayStation for, because I figured that these games, you know, they would come to Steam later. I don't think a Fate Extella was day in, day one with Steam. The Fate Extella Link was. It released on Steam, I think, immediately. Like Neo here, like Neo 2's coming out. It's coming out for PlayStation, and then I bet you it's going to be 6 months before we'll see the Steam version. So I was like, I'm just going to get it on the main platform, which should be Sony, right? I would think it's been Sony forever. But now that they're pushing these games away, they're also pushing me away. And so if they're going to start banning and censoring these fucking games, I'm not going to get them on Sony no more. I'm just going to get them from Steam. So if you start taking out the Japanese games from this list, I mean, not this list, this picture here. Look at it. So, Witch in 100 Night, Japanese. Final Fantasy 15, Japanese. Nier Automata, Japanese. Okay, there's your Western games. Horizon Zero Dawn. Valkyrie Revolution, that's some crap. Japanese. Grand Kingdom, Japanese. Nobunaga, Japanese. Senran, Japanese. It goes all the way down here. All this shit. And I'm not happy with that at all, because, you know, they'll freaking be brutal to these little Japanese devs and say, you can't do this, can't do that, can't do this. And then they'll have, like, you know, the freaking, when they show The Last of Us 2, they got two lesbians kissing each other. They're both underage. It's fucking a bunch of bullshit. Double standard bullshit. And I could understand, and let me show you something that I think would be a controversial. Gotta zoom in here. Alright. So this is Witch in 100 Night 2. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Alright. And you see, this is the 100 Night right here. It's kind of blurry because I'm zooming in real far. There's this little flame head or whatever. This is a sword, and it's covering up her bikini for this girl here. And this girl's like, I don't remember what her in-game wage. It's like 10. And she's wearing a bikini, so it's a sexualized girl. We've got to get this. We got to freaking ban it or whatever. They rated it teen. There's a little bit of etchy shit in it. It's not for this girl. And like the Japanese way about getting around shit like that is to say, well, oh, this girl gets possessed by a witch or whatever, and so that's when she becomes sexual. And it's like this real gray area here. It's like, is this cartoon? Is that a real girl? Is this pedophilia? Is it, you know, what's the state of lolly in this world is basically what's going on here. And this game is not meant to, it has a little bit of fan service. A lot of Japanese games have a little bit of fan service, but it's not etchy. Now, you go one up. This is an etchy game. It's M-rated, okay? There's no actual nudity. There's no blood. There's no, I mean, you shoot girls with water guns and they're freaking, they're like, their clothes get freaking transparent, and then if you shoot them hard enough, they're like explodes or whatever, and then you got the white flashes to, you know, the shine of God, to cover them up. But so that's M-rated, that's teen. What's the difference between the two? This girl's really little. These girls might also be underage, and so once they kind of open that can of worms, it's like, well, what do you censor and you don't censor? And they just have this terrible double standard. And, you know, I think if you're a little bitty game with a little bitty budget with this niche as fuck, then you're going to get steamrolled. You're going to get run over. Yeah, you're going to get steamrolled right over to Steam. Lord Gaben will take care of your ass. But that's why I'm not happy with what Sony does. And I think Witch in 100 Night 2 was the last game I bought, and I think that was over a year ago. I think I'm going to get Last of Us 2, and I'm not impressed with what PlayStation's going to have. So I'm sure that God of War is probably great, but I never particularly care for God of War 3. I mean, that's the one I played, and I wasn't impressed by that at all. I'm not a big comic book fan. Like Spider-Man and stuff doesn't do. I have a friend who's big into Spider-Man, so I'm sure that Spider-Man game was amazing as hell. Of course, what you got to worry about is that for something like that is Disney owns that license, and Disney is doing just a terrible job taking care of all the properties they have. And so, you know, you might be able to play that Spider-Man PS4 game, and it's great and awesome, and then all of a sudden Disney says you can't, and if you have the digital version, like, fuck you or whatever. They have something going on with Tron right now. You know, Marvel Heroes Omega, I think, would be the biggest loss. Marvel Heroes just, you know, people put thousands of hours and hundreds of dollars into it, and you know what? Fuck you. Game's done. We're dead. Shutting in the water. No refunds, no nothing. That's Disney, so you can't trust licensed Disney products. But I'm running on a tangent here. I'm not happy with the PlayStation results, and I'm not happy with. I'm slowly coming around it on Microsoft, but you know, they took my. I was not happy with what Xbox One did. I never felt that I put all this money in it, bought all these controllers or whatever, and I don't felt like I got much value out of that system before they pretty much, you know, say, oh, well, we're giving up on that sumbitch. We're going to make an Xbox S, and then we're going to make an Xbox X1, and then we're going to, you know, let you play this shit on PC, because we don't want to talk about that 2013 Xbox, that little shit box. We don't talk about that at all. Brian likes to lay on it because it's big and comfortable, and when it's on, it warms his belly up. But I normally would pick up these consoles, and I'm sitting there bitching about them before they show. Maybe there's something with, somehow there's like a Killer Instinct 2, and you can only play it on Xbox, and you have to have the box. And it's not, no, none of that. All that's gone. All that's gone. And I'm sure there'll be a Persona 6 for PlayStation. We'll get it. That's when we get a Pro, I guess. But I'm not happy, man. This is me. I'm fucking angry. All right.